This is the place where the British, once they came at World War I, together with the ANZACs, they came from Egypt and came up to here, up to the Habsor River or Gaza River. This has now become famous because this is today is the border between the north and south, but that we are now putting all the population to go down south to here. So this is the place where the British, in fact, sat as a main command, and from there they tried to take Gaza. So later on, this place was built here to see all the Gaza Strip and the Israeli settlements here.
Did they succeed in taking Gaza?
Well, no. They tried twice and they failed.
Avi Yemini for Rebel News in Sheva. We're here to follow a story with an active paratrooper in the area, and we thought we'll come by to the Sheva ANZAC Memorial Centre, which is actually what my tattoo is of the centenary celebration where this centre was opened, commemorating. I guess we'll ask the boss here what it's commemorating. What was the centenary?
Well, the centenary was the opening of the museum, and 100 years to the battle. And there was a big reenactment with the horses, and going inside the city after with a big parade with thousands of people, and it was a big celebration here. And here it was opened by prime ministers of Israel, Australia, of course our mayor here, and there was a big ceremony in the cemetery, which is just behind us, just behind the museum here. It was a big event in Beersheba about at 2017, 100 years to the battle.
Well, when we got here, it was actually closed. I had to use my tattoo to get in. Why is it closed at the moment?
Well, it is closed. As we all know, we are now at war. Unfortunately, again, with a terrible war, what we're suffering right now. And this museum here, I think gives us a meaning to what we're doing here today in Israel, because we're going from 100 years ago to the beginning of Zionism, beginning of the settlers of Israel in those times, and what this battle gave to the people of Israel was the beginning of the country of Israel to be, after World War II. But this battle signifies the end of the Turkish regime, of the Ottoman regime, and beginning of the British mandate in Israel, and it changed everything for us. So this is an important moment in Israeli history here. So this museum is very important, not only to the people of Beersheba, but to the people of Israel as a whole.
When you say it changed everything, why? How?
Because Jewish people sat in Palestine, in Israel, before World War I, for the last 400 years under the Turkish rule, since Middle Ages. And of course, we were just a small minority, and nobody gave us a country. When World War came, and the Battle of Beersheba took place 2 days after the battle, there was a big proclamation which was called the Balfour Declaration, that in fact His Majesty King of England gave this country to the Jewish people to have a country of their own after 2,000 years. So just because of the battle, of this victory that was won by the ANZACs, everything changed to the Jewish people as a whole. Of course, in those days, nobody thought about it, that it who knows what, but it came to be, in an historical perspective, it is very, very important.
Now, you're closed obviously because of the war that's happening not too far from here. Is there anything, does the memorial itself, has it been affected outside of being shut?
Well, of course, because we are closed now. Yes, we are closed. We cannot get any audience. and because we have a small place for people to be, in a shelter, but it's not enough, and everything is closed right now. We hope that airplanes, yes. And we hope that everything will be all right. Let's see, in a few months, we think about 4 months or something like that of the war, and then we'll resume our activity here. And right now, what we are doing here as workers of the city of Beersheba, we are helping to old people here in the city. We have here and in other places in the city, we have our workers sitting, making telephones, going to people at home, and helping what we're doing now, helping the elderly population of the people of Beersheba here right now. So here, as you can see, we have the memorial itself and what we usually people come and sit here, and we have this display of screens, and we tell the story of the ANZACs. We tell the story of those Australian and New Zealanders that came from so far away, more than 100 years ago, to here to fight for their country, to fight for world liberation from tyranny and barbarism, to protect the Western civilization, as they called it in those times. And here we can see them in those sketches that are all films, original films from World War I, and we tell the story of those soldiers from Australia, how they learned to be soldiers, from civilians to soldiers, sent on ships, continue to Gallipoli, and from Gallipoli up to Egypt, and to the campaign here in Palestine, here in Israel, and in Beersheba. The end of the story here is in Beersheba itself. Except for this story, we have a story of one soldier here on the desktops, and we tell his own story. So people will learn about only one soldier, a little bit more, and they will be acquainted to him and learn about him and learn what happened to him. And we have other displays here and light and sound here. Usually audience that comes here for about an hour and a half. If you're Australians, of course, you have a lot of time, and you won't be in a hurry, and you have a lot of things to do here, and about an hour and a half of a tour here.
Two things that kind of jump out at me standing here. Firstly is the map over there, and I see here we can see in current times Gaza Strip, which is right now a big part of the current situation, the current war that's unfolding. Mm-hmm. And I understand that there's another memorial which was affected by this war. So can you tell us about that?
The ANZAC memorial was built, I think, in the 60s. Yes, here in Israel, is here, as you can say, ANZAC Memorial. This is next to Alumim and Be'eri. Those in Nachal Oz, those kibbutzim were destroyed now at the war. Be'eri, of course, and Re'im, all this line here suffered tremendously. So the monument right now is over there, really on the border itself. I don't know if you will be able to go over there. I don't know if maybe your press will let you go in now, but you can see all Gaza from there.
And so this, for the audience at home that don't understand the map we're looking at, this is the site of, that's the kibbutz Be'eri, which suffered a massive massacre, plus the party, what was it called? The Nova Party. The Nova Party was there, and that's where
the party is supposed to be somewhere here in this area, as I understood. It's supposed to be somewhere here, and the map itself is a map of what it is called the Great Flank ANZAC Trail. It is today a trail that is a trip that you can go all along the way from this area until Beersheba. People do it. They do it or by foot for a few days, or on horses, or by bicycles. Here in Be'eri, they had, I hope that will come back, they have a place that you can rent bicycles and go inside the ANZAC Trail by bicycles, and people can go up to Beersheba on this trail.
And why is the memorial based basically on the border of Gaza.
Because this is the place where the British, when they came at World War One, together with the ANZACs, they came from Egypt and came up to here, up to the Habsor River or Gaza River. This has now become famous because this is today is the border between the north and south, but that we are now putting all the population to go down south to here. So this is the place where the British, in fact, sat as a main command, and from there they tried to take Gaza. So later on, this place was built here to see all the Gaza Strip and the Israeli settlements here.
Did they succeed in taking Gaza?
Well, no. They tried twice and they failed. Yes, unfortunately. This failure brought General Allenby as a new commander to the army, and he decided, if I cannot go through Gaza, which was the easiest way because they wanted to go alongside the shore, so they eliminated this plan, and he said, okay, let's go around in the desert and go to Beersheba, because I will not go up the shore, I will go up to Jerusalem, from here to the Judean mountains. So he needed Beersheba with its 17 wells to have a strategical point of starting the whole war. And he went from there to Jerusalem, took Jerusalem, all the country of Israel, after at about a year time of battles, a series of battles, and they took the whole country after 1 year. And unfortunately, many soldiers died in that war. It was a heavy war, and a very strong war and difficult war. And here in Beersheba, behind us, we have the cemetery of those who were killed in the area of the vicinity of Beersheba until here, until this area, about 30 kilometers, in about 10 days. And they were brought all together here after the war to Beersheba Memorial, here to the cemetery, to the Commonwealth Cemetery. We have 1,239 graves of young, brave soldiers, English, Australian, and New Zealanders here. And we talk about them, and we tell their story here and also outside in the cemetery itself. We just had to have a memorial on the 31st, the 107 years to the Battle of Beersheba, and of course it was eliminated, this ceremony that takes place every year, so on the 31st of October all the time, so now everything was cancelled, unfortunately.
If you enjoyed this report, a slightly different story from the war here in Israel, something that really demonstrates the deep connection between Australia and Israel from before its rebirth in 1948, 107 years old almost. Make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, share it far and wide. And then head over to thetruthAboutTheWar.com. Make sure to check out all our stories from the front line, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and the deeply connected. thetruthAboutTheWar.com.